Hey everyone, I have a short tutorial today on how to download and install Visual Studio Code, or VS Code for short. VS Code is just a code editor in layman's terms. It's a free editor that kind of helps programmers write code, helps in debugging the code, and also has the ability to help correct code. And this is in the simplest terms of it. And so I have Git Bash pulled up here. If you're a Mac user, you can have your terminal pulled up here. But by the end of time we download this, we can type in a nice little shortcut here where we'll type in code dot, and then by the time we hit enter here, it will then pull up our Visual Studio Code once I get it downloaded. Right now it's throwing me an error since we don't have it downloaded yet. So now we'll pull up the Visual Studio Code website here, and you can either start from here, usually where there's a download for Windows button. You can also go to the docs. So if I click on the docs here, the docs kind of have all the information and explains about what you're getting into and what you're downloading. So you can go to the docs here and then go to kind of setup, and then I usually go to overview, and you can see here that it's a cross-platform software that operates on 3 different operating systems, Mac, Linux, and Windows. So we can go here and we can click on this either Windows button if you're a Windows user, or the other ones there. Okay, so I will then click on my Windows. It's now going to pull up my installation guide here. Okay, so when I want to install and download, I will then click the installer here for Windows, and now it's going to start my installer that pops up down here at the bottom. Okay, and then it gives you a little bit of information here as well, showing it kind of in action as well. So I'll click on the installer here, and we'll get started on installing this here. Go ahead and accept agreement. And the main thing I want you guys to look at here is when we are selecting this, make sure you have all 4 of these here options selected. You can also create your desktop icon as well, but these ones are the main ones, especially when we want to add open with code action, the one I was talking about earlier, from the Windows Explorer file context menu, the Windows Explorer directory context menu, and then the add to path requires shell restart. So that's kind of the options we want to make sure we select right there. Okay, so I'll go hit next, and then we're going to go ahead and hit install. And as it's going to go through here, should install this here, and then after it installs, you'll be able to see our ability to open then VS Code up from our terminal or Git Bash. Okay, all finished up there. Okay, so now it's opened up. I will close this down here. Okay, so you can close it down. I'm going to minimize this, and now we're back to our terminal. And you know, if you can see on your terminal and you're familiar with how to navigate the terminal, I can look and see the different file paths I have here. If I want to move up and go to my root directory here, and I want to see everything that I have, my folders and files underneath the root directory, I have a Git folder, so I'm going to change directory into Git. Okay, now I'm in my Git folder, and this is where I want to open up Visual Studio Code. So now I'm going to type in code dot, and now you see I didn't get that error, and now it's open in Visual Studio Code, and it opened it up in my Git folder up here at top. And then I can see all the different things I have underneath, all the code I have underneath, and so on and so forth. And then I can open up my code from here, right? And so then this will give me everything that I need. Now I have the ability to go ahead and edit my code. And that is a tutorial on how to download VS Code. Thank you.